Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that the taking of photos and the use of recording devices are strictly prohibited by law. Also, please take notice of the nearest exit to your seat. In case of emergency, proceed calmly to that exit. Thank you.
Andrew, you must be born again.
What?
Nothing.
Make money, not important. Have friend, not important. Only one thing important. You love Jesus.
Mama? Mama?
Ma, you're talking to your dead grandmother?
Sorry, I just thought I heard something.
Oh, Andrew, don't tell me you're still freaked out that we're expecting.
Andrew, what is I hear? You know one baby?
You're almost 40 years old. When our parents were this age, we were already in college.
I know.
Nowadays, it's amazing any man manages to have a child before retirement.
If you reject new life, this is sin.
I just never saw myself as a father, that's all.
Oh, come on,
Listen,
Andrew.
once people have kids, they tend to start acting like their own parents.
That's a depressing thought.
Well, you've met my family.
Well, it is unsettling when your father introduces himself as the Chinese Billy Graham.
I rest my case.
Look, they may be religious fanatics, but you're not. If everyone who didn't like their family stopped having kids, the human race would be extinct in about 50 years.
But me raising a kid...
I gotta get some
I
sleep.
just don't know, Elizabeth.
Look, I don't want to have this conversation again. If you don't want to become a father, fine. I'm sure not going to have this baby alone.
Andrew?
Shit! You're a Christian, Amma. Christians don't come back from the dead.
You forget, I am Chinese Christian. Best of East, best of West.
Yeah, worst of both worlds. Don't remind me. Look, you're the last person I want to see at a time like this.
Andrew, you think you can have baby without blessing of your ancestor?
Absolutely. This is America. Everyone's ashamed of their ancestors.
Then why you call me here tonight?
Oh, that's what you think.
Ah, yeah. Now new life on the way. Time to cast out demon of your anger. Time to remember my story once more.
I've spent my whole life trying to forget your fanatical stories. Sorry, time for you to get on back to heaven. Now, go on. Elizabeth.
My spirit wanders through my ancestral village, lost, alone, unmourned.
Oh, what's going on here?
Aying, tell the servants to begin the feast for husband's arrival. Third wife, you are responsible for seeing to it that the village is scrubbed and whitewashed.
Remember? When you are little boy, you visit me in Philippines. At siesta time, you lie on my stomach and I tell you story of our family. My father, his 3 wives, his children. It was winter of 1918 when my Papa Tieng Bin made our family chosen by God. He had left our home village in China for the Philippines with a single bag of gold and a mission to rescue our family from the threat of bankruptcy. 3 years later, he returned victorious, coming home with chests of gold and gifts and eyes that had seen 1,000 new sights.
On! Where are you? What are you doing? Perhaps you don't wish to work in this house any longer? You would rather
personally. You forget, third wife, some of us in this house were raised as ladies.
First wife will settle this.
Who can wait for her? There are 100 tasks I have to complete before a husband's return, and this waste of his mother's milk failed to carry out my orders!
First wife said I could use him to whitewash the village.
She didn't tell me. What is first wife doing? Reassigning domestics? That sort of disorder only confuses their simple minds!
Second wife, no one creates disorder like you.
First wife.
You can hear the bickering all the way across the compound. I don't care if you cut each other to ribbons. At least have the good taste to keep your voices down. All right. What is the problem now?
She was
He
about to
disobeyed my
punish him,
orders.
but you said
I need all the help I
You
can get.
two would give the goddess of mercy herself a headache. Aunt, go and play with your brothers and sisters. Your aunties are making peace, which is never a pretty sight.
Second auntie, are you causing trouble again?
Aunt, you must respect your auntie as a true source of wisdom. I don't care how irritating she is. You apologize to her, I'll have you whipped. Did you hear me?
Auntie?
She knows you won't whip her. You never whip her. No one whips anyone around here anymore.
Now what are you doing?
Just helping you honor tradition,
You have
first
no right to
wife.
strike my child. Only her nanny can do that. Now go and stop whimpering. You shouldn't give her the satisfaction. Archie, go. Listen. Our husband has been gone 3 years. And he will return to find his wives filled with love and cooperation. I don't care how we feel about each other. Is that clear?
I guess I'm just too honest for that. Hypocrisy sickens me.
If you can't live with dishonesty, you have no business calling yourself a woman. Settle your dispute as true sisters, or I may decide to find our husband a fourth wife.
Dearest elder sister, take the servant. When it comes to making husband happy, you need much more help than I.
Thank you, little sister. It's good to see a girl of peasant birth acting like a proper wife. Perhaps one day you will even be able to bear our husband a child.
That's what I like around here. True harmony. Now everyone back to work. Papa, Mama, on days like today, I feel like running away from all my obligations. Thank heaven for duty. Without it, we would be forced to think for ourselves. First, here's some money for you to wave in the faces of the other ghosts. Thank the gods for inventing money. Without it, what would we use to measure love? And here are some more servants, in case you were forced to beat the last bunch to death. And what have we here? Anne made this herself.
It's a steamer ship, like the one Papa is riding on.
Oh, Anne.
They want to be modern like Papa.
You think you know your father that well?
Yes, from his letters. He likes modern things, not like you.
The fact that something is new simply means that it has not had time to disappoint us.
Papa wrote, in the modern world, girls don't wear bindings on their feet.
You want to end up a lonely spinster? Now listen, Anne. Your father has been trading with monkeys and devils. He may return bringing all sorts of strange ideas. Don't you be easily impressed. Papa, Mama, hear my prayer. Let husband return, if it is possible, a normal man.
Papa, I forgive you for losing all our money. Even for selling me to be a second wife. All that I ask in return is that husbands see our son, Young Bin, and myself as we are, selfless, humble, and modest, and reward us with absolute power.
I pray that husband will look at me with the same eyes as when he left.
Papa, Mama. Hong Kong, Ama. I know I haven't been the most diligent son lately, but how can I explain what it is like for me to work in the modern world and then return here to my home village where everything remains as you and your fathers decided it should be so many centuries past? Can you possibly understand? You who lived your entire lives within the boundaries of this country hamlet, so far removed from any threat to your old ways. Then what do I do with this growing conviction that so much of what you taught me was wrong? Sometimes I confess, I wish I could say goodbye to you. But I am still afraid of the punishment of your strong hand, Papa. Well, I must prepare for the banquet. As of today, I am still a good son. I go through all the motions and curse myself for every deviation. In the house of his birth, a man is always a child. Hey, who is this?
Who do you think? It's Anne, remember? And you are my papa.
Get back to your table.
No, you couldn't be An. You must be some imposter.
But I am Anne. What's wrong with you?
Now,
An is just a baby. This person in my lap is a young lady.
Well, if you won't believe me, then you're just ignorant.
That mouth. You must be An.
That's what I've been trying to
Dear
tell you.
husband, would you like to see the rest of the children now?
no, we don't want her setting a bad example for the other
A
children.
little late for that, don't you think?
See the trouble you cause? Why can't you present yourself with your brothers and sisters?
Because I am a golden child. Kang told me so.
Kang.
Her nanny's husband.
With the disgusting skin.
He took me gambling. Kang says he always loses, But with me beside him, he beat the whole table. So he told me I am a golden child.
Well, I need all the luck I can get. Perhaps I should take you to the Philippines, huh?
Would that mean I can take the bindings off my feet?
On.
My feet hurt so much at night, and they stink too.
No one ever said that feminine beauty was pretty.
It's okay. I wouldn't mind. I want to end up a spinster.
None of my daughters are going to end up spinsters. Understand? The world is changing. There's a whole new generation of men who'll want an educated wife. Not some backwoods girl hobbling around on rotting feet, filling the room with the stench of death. On. Go now. First wife. Next time I should greet the children before the banquet begins.
Of course. I hope our humble dinner meets with your satisfaction.
Oh, yes, yes, the roast pig. It gets better every time. When I'm in the Philippines, all I can think of is the way you make sticky rice in this village.
All credit must be given to second wife. The feast was her arrangement exclusively.
Second wife, you honor me with your gracious attention.
Please, husband, this is a task any child could have performed as well as I. But your son, Young Bin, he is such a brilliant young scholar. His tutor tells me he can barely keep up with him.
Yes, we often see him chasing Young Bing across the courtyard.
I cannot accept the suggestion that I possess even a shred of ability, or the air itself is wasted on the likes of me.
Second wife,
Oh,
full of diligent support for your loving sisters.
stop talking about me. I don't know how much more I can take.
And did you see, dear husband,
First wife don't.
the brilliance of our village?
Why, of course, the streets, they nearly shine.
No, there are spots and stains all over.
When I stepped off the boat, I said, what? Is this the Forbidden City? Or America, where the streets are paved with gold?
You're so kind to ignore my
Shut
horrible...
your mouth. Some afternoons, I look out from my pavilion and there she is, scrubbing the dung off the road as if she were a peasant herself.
Once I saw some.
Third wife,
So I scooped it up, that's all.
on every surface of this village, I see your goodness reflected.
Oh no, first wife.
Lace?
She deserves all the credit.
Third wife, take your praise bravely, no matter how painful it might be.
To Ealing, the sweetest and most fragrant flower.
Oh no.
Husband, third wife is correct to shine the light on first wife. Without her leadership, this entire village would have rotted away and the first rain washed it out to sea.
What are you, retarded?
First wife, you said we must bear our praise bravely.
But you deserve yours.
First wife is the one who inspires us to work together in the spirit of true sisterly affection.
Your mother should have drowned you before you learned to speak.
To put aside petty feelings of individuality and focus on our common goal. And by ignoring differences, they disappear, fleeing before our firm and united resolve. Truly, first wife supplies the wisdom which holds together this sisterhood, this family, and this entire village.
Bitch!
First wife. She's my hero.
I am well aware of what you are saying about your older sister. In my absence, she is forced to be both wife and husband. The first wife, who blesses this home with wisdom.
Why don't you take a knife and plunge it into my heart? Nothing like a good round of compliments to work up an appetite.
I guess this is as good a time as any to share with you some of what I've been thinking lately.
Husband, we rely on you to bring home thoughts from the darkest corners of the world.
But on the boat, I met a man, an Englishman, a Christian missionary. We began talking, and well, I'm skeptical, of course, but also curious. After all, Dr. Sun Yat-sen was both a Western-educated physician and a Christian. At any rate, this man, Reverend Baines, he's come to run a mission in Amoy, and I've invited him here to continue our discussion. Now, don't worry. I am not becoming a Christian, but I believe it's important to be open to new ideas, just like Dr. Sun.
Perhaps then you will also study medicine as well.
Well, maybe if I was younger.
That's a good one. Anyway, let us continue with this wonderful banquet. Tell me, how did the river behave last spring?
We left a huge banquet at your parents' altar. They made sure the dikes held.
You know, we don't have to rely on our ancestors. In the modern world, we have machines.
But ancestors love to be relied upon. Otherwise, the dead are just dead.
Well, I think we can improve the situation here, that's all.
Funny the difference between Chinese and Occidental people. In China, we leave food at the altar for others. The white devils, they go to the altar and fill themselves with free bread and wine.
No, that's a stereotype. I wish you wouldn't act so ignorant.
Forgive us, honored husband. We are just backward women, hobbling around on rotting feet.
Listen, what I said to Anne about the feet, I certainly wasn't thinking about any of you.
Of course not. The idea never even occurred to us.
I don't even remember what you said to Anne.
Husband is too sensitive on our behalf.
I, for one, am very interested to hear what this reverend has to say. Is it possible I can join you sometime?
That's not necessary, second wife. I don't expect
But I agree with you. I don't like the old ways.
You are all welcome to join me when the Reverend comes, but don't feel any pressure.
Come on, sisters. What have we got to lose?
Second wife, I'm constantly amazed by your rigid flexibility.
And now, a bit of the modern world for you each to call your own.
No,
Aye.
Oh, you shouldn't.
First wife, we begin with you.
Oh, what a clever Occidental clock.
Here, let me. The little birdie comes out every hour. It would be charming hanging on your wall.
Yes, I'm sure it'll do wonders for my insomnia.
Good. Now, Atun, second wife.
you didn't forget me.
And oceaned away, second wife, I found you impossible to forget.
Oh, it's so shiny.
It's a waffle iron. It makes pastries that white men eat for breakfast. I just assumed since you prepare the banquets that you would appreciate
I
this.
do. In fact, it's so beautiful, I can hardly imagine actually using it.
Good. And now, Atik, third wife. This is perhaps the best the West has to offer.
What is Is she being tortured?
No, it reminds me of cats making love.
This is an opera from a land called Italy, La Traviata, the story of two lovers who only wish to be together, but their society makes this impossible.
I can see why.
Ati! Now, I have spent 3 years away from the children. I won't wait a second longer. Go!
More than good that we're coming.
Thank you
For what?
for answering my prayers.
First wife. Aren't you supposed to be announced?
For years, you made fun of my policy against whipping. Well, strip off your robe and come to the courtyard.
You're growing soft.
What are you talking about?
Even your threats lack the usual conviction.
Tonight at dinner you went too far.
Really?
I won't allow it.
husband didn't seem to mind.
It is the easiest thing to manipulate a man. Just call him your master, and he's your slave for life.
I, for one, trust my husband's judgment.
How could you? Inviting us to listen to the black magic of some European witch doctor, putting us on a spot like this.
I had to do something. You certainly weren't controlling the situation.
Me?
You let third wife run wild, far beyond her proper place at the table.
She hardly spoke a word all evening.
Of course, I understand. The two of you have struck a bargain against me.
If there's one thing I try to be, it's fair-minded.
You dishonored me at the table before our husband, allowing third wife to go on forever, flaunting her humility until he had to offer her 2 toasts instead of 1.
So?
1 toast should have been enough for a slave, a concubine. But no, she went on, protesting, blushing, denying. That slut. Her modesty was absolutely shameless. And you just sat there.
I don't know why you...
Don't act stupid, sister. You of all people should know humility is power.
You could have gotten toasted twice. Why didn't you keep protesting your unworthiness? Should I punish third wife just because she showed a little initiative?
I don't flaunt my submissiveness like some people.
You know what your problem is? Deep inside, you believe the flattery is true.
And third wife is different.
She's not smart enough to conceal her real emotions.
Then why is she the one sharing her bed with the husband on his first night home?
You can't possibly take that sort of thing personally.
I won't be content with her soggy leftovers.
Husbands always go to the bed of the youngest wife. That is what they're for, to save the rest of us all this mess and fuss.
Has it ever occurred to you that our husband is different?
And this is your excuse for putting us in this position?
If husband becomes a Christian, then everything changes. All rules around here are up for reassignment, and the one who breaks the most rules wins.
Foreigners have invaded our country for centuries. We always change them more than they change us. It won't be any different this time.
I'm trying to warn you, older sister, because I despise third wife even more than you. You, I find myself starting to pity.
What will it take to have some real peace in this house?
Listen, they're playing that Italian music. Italy is the home of the Christian church, you know. It's where Jesus is buried.
You think she knows that?
He brings her music, and me a gift for the cooks.
So, I got a bird that tells me the time whether I want to know or not.
If it's modern husband wants, he's looking in the wrong pavilion. No one in this house is going to be more modern than me ever again.
When you first came to this house, I watched husband go to your bed and never complained. Why don't you do the same?
When he started coming to my room, you took up the pipe.
So, I thought I finally earned the right to some real pleasure.
I refuse to start taking drugs.
If you're determined to destroy yourself, there is nothing I can do to help you.
That's why you can't see what's going on under your nose.
Stay away from the preacher. If you try to show me up by becoming a Christian, I'll see to it that you're demoted to a common concubine.
I'm not certain I can make any such promises, first wife.
You don't understand. The pipe makes me stronger, not weaker. It takes away the only thing that stands in the way of a woman's power. Our feelings.
No, you don't understand. Right now, feeling is the only thing our husband desires.
have praised you in front of the other wives.
I think you've caused quite a scandal, toasting me twice tonight.
Just looking at you across the dinner table.
Are you going to make me blush again?
I would never have believed my eyes could give me so much pleasure.
Only your eyes? Am I such a disappointment to your other senses?
No, but I am trying out this new form of self-denial.
What kind of silliness?
No, sorry, I can't. I'm restricting my intake of worldly pleasures.
Isn't that what you've been doing these past 3 years? I would have thought by now your pleasure would be just about ready to explode.
I've been hearing about the ways of the Christians, remember?
What does that have
I
to do
understand they're very interested in self-denial.
Don't be silly. Every time I've ever seen a white man, he's stuffing money into his pockets or meat down his thick throat.
Don't be so close-minded.
Really? Am I not what? Modern enough for you? You've already insulted my feet tonight.
That was just a slip of the tongue.
Perhaps I can find a way to punish you for your insult. So, you only want to watch. Like a good Christian? You say you are a modern man who wants a modern wife?
Where did you get that outfit?
From the catalog? I've been so busy improving myself. I like being modern too. I like my new phonograph player. I like this Traviata. It fills me with feelings. Modern feelings. Delicious feelings of power. Oh, no. Self-denial, like a good Christian.
Hey, Ling.
Oh, I am your slave. I can only obey your wishes.
What are you... You are going to kill me.
Oh, you must be able to hold out longer than that. I'm disappointed in you, honored husband.
I haven't touched a woman in 3 years.
You expect me to believe that? The prostitutes in Manila must be for shit.
That's enough.
My lord and master, sit.
Eiling!
Now you want to be modern? Sit. You wait for me to come to you. When you're away, I put this on and I try to imagine your face as you lower the straps from my shoulders.
Well, now you don't have to imagine any longer.
Not yet. Will you please struggle for me just a moment longer?
Why?
I don't know. Somehow, it lets me know that you care. That you suffer just a little. Like I suffer for you.
Don't you believe that I want to spend every night here with you?
Perhaps second wife has charms which are not so apparent.
Oh, please. Making love with her always feels like doing business.
Oh, I understand. You have your duty to the other wives.
Eiling, first wife, she's like my second mother. And Luan, you know these marriages were arranged by my parents. But you are the first woman I've ever been able to choose for myself. And you will be the last.
Now you may touch me, if you like.
I look forward to coming home. But I can't live like this any longer. And yet I don't belong in the Philippines either. Working day and night without a family or a wife.
What can we do? Our lives are not our own.
I don't believe that any longer. While I've been away, I've learned how it feels to live without duty. For all these years, you have been my only wife.
It sounds so improper.
This is our secret alone.
Can I share one more secret with you? I like it. That you come to me out of all proportion to my position. That you look at me differently from the other wives. I like it.
And look back at me. Don't avert your gaze with humility, but look me straight in the eye. Watch me watching you.
Is this what it's like? To be a modern woman? To look at your man and have no secrets?
This is my fantasy. But we will speak only words which are true.
Papa, here's something for you special tonight. Mama, you too. I know, I've neglected you in the days since husband's return, but can you blame me? I prayed for normal, and what walked into my home? A bloody pagan. Ah, here you are. Come. On. You are a good daughter. Headstrong, but I tell you a secret. I like that. Later in years, when you grow breasts and hips, you will learn to appear obedient. You will learn to say no through deeds, not words. But until the day arrives, you should enjoy your freedom so that you will always remember a time when your tongue was unbound. Now, pay respects to your grandparents.
But I have nothing to offer.
Trust me, they're very, very happy. I've just given them something a lot nicer than your steamer ship. So ask for anything you want.
I want to go back to sleep.
You little animal! Didn't I teach you to take advantage of our ancestors once you have them in a vulnerable position?
I want money.
No. What lasts longer than money, huh? What grows the more you use it?
I want power.
That's what the dead can give you, because they have overcome human frailty. Death has taken away all their doubt and weakness.
Whatever she says, just give me whatever she says.
You pray to my parents for strength, and you show weakness?
I'm scared.
Life is terrifying. The sooner you know, the better. That is why I called you here tonight. Papa, Mama, make her strong. On. You are a golden child. You said so yourself, remember? Well, with special powers come special responsibilities. Your father has invited a guest to visit. A white demon with skin the color of a day-old corpse. This man makes his living speaking nonsense.
Like a clown?
Only he doesn't know it. He's a clown who thinks he's a god. When this clown comes, I want you to play where you can see them. And if second auntie joins them, I want you to listen and tell me exactly what she does. Where are you going?
What if Auntie Luan finds out what I'm doing? I don't want to.
The dead will protect you. In fact, if you're any sort of a golden child at all, you should be able to hear their voices.
I don't know if maybe I don't want to hear their voices.
This is your first lesson in survival. If you fail, your children and grandchildren will abandon you in your old age, and when you die, your face will fade slowly from their memories, and your name will be forgotten.
Wait, I think I can hear them.
Of course you can.
They're saying, don't be afraid.
That sounds about right.
They're they're saying? We will protect you. We will make certain your children always remember you.
Good. You are a special child. You're my daughter.
Excuse me, I didn't know you were here.
Second wife, it's hard to believe anything in this house escapes your notice.
You flatter me. Do you mind?
Actually, I was
thinking about what you said at the banquet, and the idea of having a daughter with beautiful, gigantic feet. It excites me. Do you want that as much as I do?
Actually, I do. To come home and see what we do to our daughters. It makes me ashamed to be Chinese.
I knew you would agree.
And now, excuse me.
Husband, perhaps you will honor me later tonight.
Papa, Mama. I had forgotten all this while I'd been away. Do I go to her as obligation demands? I'll tell you one thing. Duty is not exactly the most effective aphrodisiac. And yet second wife's attempt reminds me once more. There is something I must do here. Atsun! Fetch first wife and An. Something for which you and all the ancestors will condemn me, no doubt. But the fact is, I have rescued both the living and the dead. Our entire family line I have saved from financial ruin. Haven't I earned the right to make some changes? Every day I let pass without acting only makes the damage worse. I assume all responsibility, accept all consequences.
Husband?
It's an outdated, barbaric custom, and I won't have it in my home any longer.
What custom, honored
Don't
husband?
act ignorant. I want you to remove her foot bindings. Atsun! On. Sit.
Your word is law. I would not even have an opinion of my own.
Good, then-
Except that my husband is such a modern man.
Do I have to remind everyone I am still the master here?
I believe above all in male authority. That is why I must defend the practice of foot binding.
Well, what do you want to say?
Nothing. It is entirely your decision to put her through this torture.
Torture?
It will be very painful, as you know.
What are you saying?
Once the foot is half trained, to release it back to its natural state, her agony will multiply twofold. Perhaps you will decide to discuss this matter further. Or you can just order us around, as your father would have done.
Why is this so hard? To do what I know in my heart to be right.
Perhaps your heart is less certain than you would like.
Papa, I don't want to wear them.
Remove them.
Here?
Now!
Daughter, you don't know what a terrible gift is freedom.
Papa, Mama, forgive me.
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Monkey Pick.
Monkey pick.
Oolong and jasmine form the bulk of our export, but monkey pick tea is the pride of the province.
Why you call?
Because it's picked by monkeys. Why else?
I no understand.
The leaf grows so high that only monkeys. Monkey.
Monkey.
Can reach it. So we trained them to harvest the plant for us. Something like among your people. I understand there is a fungus only pigs can dig up.
Oh, yes. No can say in Chinese, but not my people.
No?
No. I, English. Pigs, French.
Yes, you're separated by a large channel of water.
No large enough.
We feel the same way about the Japanese. To understanding.
Understanding, yes. Oh, very good. Yummy. England, we cannot drink such very good tea.
Well, you lack properly trained monkeys.
Yes. I even learn not to add the cream.
Please, you might as well add cream to wine.
Tea such yummy, no need cream. And,
Dan Tat.
Dan Tat.
I had a special batch made up in honor of your visit.
Please. You come. Eat cake also.
What do you say to the Reverend?
Please, not my
You've
house.
been coming to visit us 8 months already.
Not my
She
cake.
must show you proper respect.
Thank you. Yummy.
Yes. Yes, yummy. Very yummy.
I have to be honest with you, Reverend. I deal with a lot of white men in my business. Americans, Englishmen, Scots, Australians.
No. Australians, we no think they white men.
Well, we don't claim them as Asians either.
Again, understanding.
Most of the white men I meet, we do business, but deep inside, I know they look down on me. And yet, when I listen to them talk, watch the way they deal with each other, I have to admit there's something about them I envy.
Envy.
Jealousy.
Yes.
All of us are away from our families, Reverend. Do you understand what I am saying?
Many temptation.
Let's be frank. Chinese are Christian, men away from their families. We are still men. Understand?
Temptation. Men. Yes, I understand.
But there is a difference between myself and the Westerners. They seem more able to forget, to pretend, to even fall in love with these other women far from home, whereas I can never forget that my life, my duty lies elsewhere in another land.
You won't forget. I think Jesus no help you here.
No, how can I put this? It's not that I want to forget my family. No, quite the opposite. But to be Chinese means to feel a whole web of obligation. Obligation dating back 5,000 years. I am afraid of dishonoring my ancestors, even the ones dead for centuries. All the time I feel ghosts sitting on my back, whispering in my ear, keeping me from living life as I see fit.
I understand. Christian belief, we are all, single person. Is to say, all have own relations.
Individuals. We are individuals.
Yes.
Following our hearts, even if everyone around us disagrees.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Reverend. I once listened to some white sailors introducing themselves to each other. Now, one man said, I can lift 200 pounds. Another said, I have an education. A third said, in my life, I have saved a fortune. I was amazed.
They brag. Not so nice.
No. In a way, wonderful. That they feel so free to say who they are without worrying that they're making someone else in the group feel small by their boasting.
They individual.
Exactly. And they can take risks
Because if they fail, they hurt only themselves.
Okay. You try.
What?
Like sailor, you try. You also. Brag yourself.
Reverend, come on.
I start. My family own many land in beautiful country name of Wales.
Really? That's very impressive.
No. I brag. You also. I go seminary. Top of class. Now you.
Oh, I feel. Okay. I run the largest Chinese-owned business in the Philippines. God, this is so...
Good. God, tell me, Baines, you special man. Help China.
My peasants actually like me because I try so hard to help them.
Beautiful.
This is incredibly self-indulgent.
You like?
Yes, I like.
I am good cook. Yummy.
I employ good cooks. Yummy.
I have daughter, most beautiful all of world.
One of my wives is the most beautiful woman in the creation of any god. What a luxury to speak the truth in my own home of all places.
Just say the word and I will disappear.
Mrs. N.
Second wife, where did you get this?
Yummy.
Reverend, you are much too kind. You spoil a Chinese woman.
You look so...
Atrocious.
exotic.
Don't you think? I mean, who do I think I
The
am?
mysterious Occidental.
Very modern.
I sent away for it about the time you started visiting.
Me? Oh.
Yes, you got us all very curious about Western ways.
Did someone help you put that on?
Yes, Cheng Ming, stupid girl. There are all sorts of strange support items.
Oh?
For parts of the body that really should be able to support themselves.
Please. Not for me, see. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I being immodest?
From behind, you could be a typical white demon. Oh, excuse me, Reverend.
White demon. Me. White demon.
But I could never be as graceful as those Western women.
To get into those shoes, do you realize they actually walk on their toes?
A Chinese woman no can.
No, you see, our toes tend to drop off one by one.
Oh, I see.
Maybe I could give my Western shoes to Anne for when she's older.
Second wife, what a generous thought. Anne, what do you think of your auntie?
I know what she'll say. I'm a freak.
You look like princess.
Husband, what do you think?
I am amazed that you can transform yourself into an entirely different person.
So, Reverend, has husband taken care of your tea?
Oh, yes.
And the red bean cake?
So much I eat like cow.
You mean pig?
Huh?
Pig!
Oh, yes. Pig. My Chinese...
Your Chinese is excellent.
Auntie, may I have the shoes, although I do not deserve them?
Well, listen to her. It's so encouraging to see even An influenced by your example. Yes, you may have them. Your son, Young Bin, he's asked for a Western suit.
May I see them now?
So, Reverend, what lessons do you have for us today?
Oh, well...
I like the story where Jesus tells the dead man to rise up and walk.
You've been paying attention.
I am so fortunate that a husband allows me to join you both. He is the most enlightened, most virtuous man in all of Fujian. Oh, no. In all of China.
You praise me too much.
Then let anyone in this house prove me wrong.
He is great man. Great man.
This is what I like. Honest talk. By thinking as he thinks, not just following the outward form. This is the Western way. The way of the future.
Second auntie?
The other wives, they don't feel so differently.
Second auntie?
Don't let the fact that they've never even said hi in 8 months give you any other impression.
Second auntie?
What do you want?
I want my shoes!
Anne!
Husband,
Will you please tell this girl that selfishness is unworthy of your house? And it's not very Christian either. Is it, Reverend?
My Chinese, very bad.
Well, I will forego my lesson with the Reverend.
You said I could have them.
Luan, where are the shoes?
In the pavilion, please allow me.
No, I'll go. That way you stay here, continue your lesson with the Reverend, and Anne will get her shoes too.
Oh, I really don't mind.
I will settle this! As always. Thank your auntie for her generous gift.
Thank you, second auntie.
Excuse us, Reverend.
Precious auntie, I'm sorry your feet are so dead and rotten.
Do you have enough tea?
Oh, yes, yes.
Here, let me warm your cup.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
You know, a traditional Chinese husband would never leave his wife alone with a strange man.
Strange.
The strangest. You're a foreigner. For me to be sitting pouring tea for you, by Chinese standards, it's absolutely indecent.
I no understand.
He loves that daughter, favors her.
Oh, Anne, yes, beautiful girl.
It's her inner strength that impresses me, that she's managed to remain so brave with a mama who is an opium eater. Bean cake?
Opium? You say opium? Drug?
No, I shouldn't have even opened my mouth.
Aunt Mama, opium? Mr. Eng, does he know?
My only interest is in helping First Wife recover. The drug makes her do things she doesn't mean. To plot against myself, my husband, you.
Me? First wife plot against me?
But if she were not a drug addict, I know she would never force her daughter to spy against you.
Please, slow. Anne is spy.
We defend First Wife, understand?
But a spy. How you know?
First Wife, have servant, Ho Jiang, sometime visit me, tell me about First Wife.
If this true, if Anne is spy,
No, get
must
excited.
tell Mr. Eng.
No! Instead, please kill me!
Kill you? What in the...
Listen!
You tell husband now. He will never become Christian. Never. You understand?
Why?
You forced me to say terrible thing about my older sister. Okay. But only because you are holy man. First wife, she believes she is dowager empress of this home, power to scold, control, torture anyone she likes. If no one challenge her, then she just suck her pipe day and night, dream the crazy dream. But you tell husband her secret, then she will rise up like drunken tiger, demand he banish you from this home forever. And husband, he feels so guilty because he does not love her. He will send you away. First wife, very manipulative.
So, no one tell him,
No,
but...
someone will tell him.
Who?
Third wife, I told her on his spy. She says, oh, I don't want to hear. But patience. One day, she will tell him.
How you know she...
Third wife, she smile, comb her hair 5-6 times a day. But inside, very ambitious. Only not honest about it, even to herself. She will tell husband. Because she wants to gain his favor.
Why you tell me all this thing?
Reverend, when Chinese men become Christian, what becomes of their many wives?
Best idea, man choose. One woman be only true wife.
And the rest of them?
Can still live in house, but like sister, like...
And a Christian man should have a Christian wife, yes?
Yes, this best thing.
Well then, will you be my advocate?
Advocate?
You understand. I think a lot more than you let on. I think we two can help each other. Once you see how I can be of use to you in your work.
You help me.
Husband says you have made few converts in many months. I can help you spread the word of Jesus. You see to it that I gain my rightful place in this home.
Yes?
Husband, you hear him talk about the river.
The river. Oh, yeah, yes. It
Overflows, floods the village.
Yes, that village.
Listen, husband has ordered an electric pump from America. It will arrive next month in time for the spring rains. You must speak with him. Make certain your mission becomes a big part of this project. Reverend, the Chinese are a practical people. If you can improve their lives, they will flock to your God. And one more thing. When you preach, never ever say anything good about yourself. The less boastful you sound, the more you will impress them.
Oh, your cup is cold. I am the most terrible hostess this side of Australia.
You make Jengbin to leave room, no? So you and me, we talk, no? You make happen, no?
Reverend, this is China. I am nothing but woman and slave.
These are play shoes!
But you don't seem so eager to take them off, do you?
They make me tall when I'm not falling over. Are you sure you don't want them, Auntie?
I've told you many times before I cannot wear them.
Sorry, I forgot.
Forgive me, Reverend, for leaving you.
No.
But I have absolute confidence in the ability of second wife
Please.
to keep things interesting.
I'm certain our time together must have exposed me as a woman of very poor character. Isn't that so, Reverend?
Your wife, she tried very hard do work of Jesus.
The Reverend flatters me. He must have Chinese blood. The truth is, we had a very significant encounter. Excuse me, both of you.
I settle more disputes here each day than at work during the height of the trading season. There is so much I'd want to change, Reverend. If only I could truly feel like an individual.
Christian belief, each man individual, but also, may I?
Please.
Prophet Paul say, each individual man have only one individual wife.
Yes, I know that's the way of your people.
He say your body of God. No join body of God with dirty things.
Well, here in China, we say whites are simply not man enough to handle more than one woman at a time.
What you think?
One wife. It's such a wild thought. Life could be so much less complicated. Marriage so much more, I don't know, crisp, clean, like the freshest fruit. To look into the eyes of one woman and know you belong only to her.
This good, natural, way of God. All old thing now, make new.
How can I accept the ways of your God when I'm not even sure he exists? Now, can you prove that he sees me? As an individual, knows even the deepest secrets of my heart.
God tell me this much. Your first wife, you no love her. Correct?
Can I dare to believe that you actually understand what I'm feeling?
No shame. God forgive all things.
Even this? That I want to make another my first? No. My only wife.
Truth will set you free. I tell you, only one woman deserve your love. One who also believe in word of Jesus.
And I can take her with me. Even back to the Philippines if I choose. Love her alone and feel no guilt.
Prophet Paul say, all I do mean nothing if I no have love.
To act out of love. To follow only the law of one's heart.
Bible say, must be born again.
Even if it means forsaking all my ancestors.
Dead. No more power over you.
Yes, the dead are just air and dirt and bones. Oh, Reverend, I don't believe there is anyone else in all of China to whom I could say that. Papa, Mama, I love you. And and you are dead.
When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now, we see as through a glass, darkly. But then shall we see face to face, and now abideth faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love.
Italy can never be ignored, but the future, it comes from America.
What have you got there?
This is a different kind of opera, where men and women dance together, dreaming they are anyone they wish to be. May I have this dance? In the Philippines, I took lessons.
Well, I definitely am not.
Oh, don't worry. I lead, you just follow. It's the way Western men show domination over their women. Now, place your hand on my shoulder. Good. Step back with your right foot. And now your left. And your right. And your left.
They say when a wife becomes a mother, she gains her husband's respect and loses his love forever.
Who says this? What are you doing listening to all that old-fashioned nonsense?
I'm sorry. I'm becoming a mother. I'm already growing more traditional. This is the time when most men start to think of acquiring another wife.
Well, I am not just another man. Don't you know that by now? Now listen. This is music to take your imagination far away. Sometimes when I'm sitting under the stars, I entertain the most forbidden fantasy of all. The two of us alone.
I have to admit, this is a very enjoyable form of manipulation. My only husband, shall we take my children up to the hills for a picnic this week?
Our children? That sounds like an excellent idea.
The sort of thing that makes us a family. Afterwards, we can bring them all here to the American Opera House.
Except our lives aren't only about the children. We're also two adults in love.
That's why we got married in the first place, right?
And why we have no need. In fact, it would be impossible, illegal for either of us to marry anyone else. Yiling, I think we can actually live such a life.
How? We would have to die and be reborn as new people.
That's exactly right. Do you know what Pastor Baines and I have been
I'm not
discussing?
sure I really want to hear about Pastor...
In a way. He says I can have only one wife.
How can you even suggest such a thing?
Everything is possible when we become individuals. I can pull down the family altars, give my peasants their own plots of land, even take you with me back to the Philippines. Don't you like the idea? Oh, can't you see it's the best thing for you?
If I went away with you, first wife would lose such face. And if I stopped visiting father and mother at the altar, they would become so lonely. Is that what's best for us? To stop thinking of others and act only for ourselves?
I thought you wanted to be modern.
I do. Does that mean I can no longer be Chinese? Doesn't it frighten you? Abandoning your elders to whom you owe your very life?
To be honest, Yiling, I haven't burnt offerings to my parents for months now.
What?
If you'd come to Pastor Baines' lessons, you would understand.
Understand? You mean like Anna and second wife?
Second wife? I think she's actually growing calmer. Let's face it, the Christian faith can't be all bad if it can make even her a little more trustworthy.
Trustworthy? Oh, husband, how can you be so naive?
What do you know?
Well, this is none of my business, but since she told me and I don't know how
Yiling,
many...
please.
Second wife's been spreading a rumor for months already that Anne is only attending lessons as a spy for first wife.
Anne has been a spy. All this time, first wife put her up to this?
I don't even know if it's true. Please don't be angry with first wife.
Anne was never really interested in the lessons at all. And you kept this hidden from me. For how many months?
Why, I didn't know what... Second wife, she's the hypocrite. She's the one telling secrets behind your back.
This way of life, it brings out the worst in us all.
Husband? Papa? Mama? The rains have returned.
First wife, I am entering your pavilion.
Quickly! Clear the air! Honored husband, please excuse the untidy state of my room. Had you given me proper notice, I would have had time to prepare refreshments.
What the hell are you doing keeping her up at this hour? On! Now! Out!
But I can't...
Now! On! Opium, first wife.
Really? Where?
How can you even ask when I am holding the pipe in my hand, the air smelling like shit?
Not so hard. A good wife learns to disregard any number of facts. See no evil, smell no evil.
How could I have been home all this time and not even noticed?
Husband is always the last to know. Servants are always the first, by the way.
You think so little of me that you keep this secret.
It is terribly impolite to tell others what they don't wish to hear. I can only be honest with people for whom I have lost all respect.
Have you been sending Aunt to spy on my lessons with Pastor Baines?
Who told you such a thing?
It's not important.
How dare you? Do you actually imagine that I would ask our daughter to deceive her father? Weakening the bonds of trust which make your house a paradise. Let me face my accuser, and my innocence will run pure like a mountain stream before this filthy accusation that I have fostered a spy.
Why don't we call Aunt back and put the question to her directly?
On the other hand, it depends on your definition of a spy.
Well, at least you won't place Anne in the position of having to lie to my face.
She was an innocent pawn, so please don't stop thinking of her as your favorite child.
This is my home. You are not going to undermine my authority. We are going to have honest dealing here. Is that clear?
What is this mania for honesty?
Expect me to listen to this.
Tenbin, I have been your wife since you were 12 years old. Don't walk away from me now. What is family anyway? But a loose collection of individuals with nothing in common but blood. Does blood cause all people to think alike? To love or even like one another? Of course not. If we wondered wherever our emotions might take us, we would all have murdered each other ages ago. That is why blood is not sufficient for order. Blood must be reinforced by discipline. And your precious honesty is the mortal enemy of discipline. Confucius said, in order to rule a nation, a man must first rule himself, so rule yourself. And tell me that you have not seen or heard anything tonight that will soil the honor of your house, and then have the discipline to believe in your own words. Huh? Now, how about those refreshments?
This woman you've become, I don't even know her.
If The answer is no. Excuse me. I have my prayers to say before bed.
You are my wife.
And I'm trying to behave like one.
This house is going to be a model of change no matter what you or your damn parents say.
I have never stood in the way of change. But tell me, honored husband, how much change can people endure?
And this life is better. You shoving poison into your body. Second wife telling secrets behind your back.
Second wife? She said I made out a spy. And you believe for Papa Mama give me strength?
Here you go again, worshipping your parents.
Yes! And things are afraid to someone I know personally.
Denounce your parents or I'll force you to.
No! Papa!
Get away.
Mama!
Get away from me!
You order me around. Listen to yourself. Scratch the surface and you're still a traditional man. Deep inside, you want a traditional wife. You want me to remain as I am, admitted?
I'm so traditional. Am I? Am I? All right. All right, have it your way. Oh, what is it that a traditional man does? Does he lose his temper? Does he order his wife around and punish her? Break her precious toys? Blow smoke in the faces of his children? This the sort of thing he does. I have changed as much as I can. If I am still a man at heart who expects his wife to follow in his footsteps, let that be our secret. I have made my decision. Or you have made it for me. I will be baptized. And all this deception will finally come to an end. You will start attending Pastor Baines' lessons. The servants will search for any of this drug you may have hidden, and then we will get you to a good Western doctor. We all need a fresh start to begin a new life.
Papa? Mama? What terrible things did you do that my life should go so wrong?
You scared me. Idiot. Have you added sleepwalking to your list of defects?
I am a golden child.
Oh, golden child, golden child.
And for your schemes against first wife, you must now eat bitter.
You know what Westerners say is golden? Silence. Now give me that lantern.
Your grandmother, I hear her voice. And she says,
Unworthy granddaughter, how dare you betray your sacred duties to those who gave you life?
This is the height of...
Wicked granddaughter! You can't spit in the face of the dead without eating the bitter fruit!
Now give me that...
How dare you strike your grandmother! Hear our voices. We starve because you do not feed us. You scheme with the foreigners to turn our family against us.
Isn't anyone on duty here?
As you abandoned your ancestors, so your children will abandon you after your death.
You would never...
Your son will grow ashamed of you, and future generations will not even remember your name.
You will rule this house! I will live to see the day!
No, your son will curse the day you told husband that first wife sent a spy against him. For on that day, his fortune was lost.
Wait 1 second. I didn't.
His fortune was lost.
And if someone told husband about your little assignment, it certainly wasn't me. What kind of ghosts get their facts wrong, huh?
you lie. You always lie.
I'll tell you what kind. False ghosts, who speak through the mouth of a peasant girl whose skin reeks of opium, who calls herself a golden child, while deep inside, even she knows she's an ugly little liar. Ghosts have no more power over me. Why? Because I'm a Christian now! So, would you like to hear me tell the future? I'm the only one who's been right up to this point. Jesus saves. He will save me and destroy your mother. He will take all the injustice within these walls and make everything born again. Thanks for letting me know what happened tonight. It won't be long now before I'm first wife. In fact, if not in name. Take my advice on. Join us, betray your mother, and save yourself. Or else be washed away, like the peasants in the flood.
Resident of city of Eng, so good see so many of you gather today. Show our great thank to Eng Tien Bin. Today, he bring from America miracle machine. This pump, it will chase water from your field, allow you all return your home. Of course, I nothing to do with he decide to buy, give to you this all Eng Tien Bin idea. I, idiot man. My mother should have drowned me in well before I learned to speak. Anyone say I smart, they no have brain. But Eng Tien Bin, also his wonderful family, teach me so much China way. Now, any you visit ugly mission, hear my bad Chinese, I hope perhaps you find I am tiny little bit not so stupid. Now, Eng Tien Bin family, choose here today, receive the baptism, make holy water, swallow Jesus body fluid. I call Eng Tien Bin. Eng Tien Bin, you desire be baptized.
I do, by the grace of God.
You renounce Satan.
I renounce Satan and all the spiritual forces of wickedness that rebel against God.
You renounce sin.
I renounce all sinful desires that draw me from the love of God.
Eng Tien Bin, you are now sealed by Holy Spirit baptism. Mark as Christ's own forever.
The servants will search for your opium. Pathetic. Who does your father think the servants work for? To hand me over to the missionary butchers? You must learn to put your foot down, daughter. Such behavior is unacceptable. We must not allow it.
Mama, don't eat that.
Duty calls.
No, Mama, please. No.
I call Eng Luan, receive the baptism. Eng Luan, you desire be baptized.
I do by the grace of God.
You renounce evil.
I renounce the evil powers of this world which corrupt and destroy the creatures of God.
Eng Luan, you are now sealed by Holy Spirit baptism. Mark as Christ's own forever.
You will smile at the pastor. Perhaps even kiss the Christian idol. But I know you will also worship and provide for me. In secret. Where all the most important things in the world happen.
I call Eng Yiling, receive the baptism. Eng Yiling, you desire be baptized.
I do.
You believe in Jesus Christ, accept him as Savior.
I do.
Eng Yiling, you are now sealed by Holy Spirit baptism. Mark as Christ's own forever. Amen.
And you will succeed. Because you know the central lesson of life. That humility is power. And death is the ultimate humility.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, little sister. Now you will receive religious instruction, I assume. And Reverend, of course she will destroy her family altar.
Oh, yes. This very important.
Now come to me, and let me sing you to sleep. A brother and sister, as drought hit far and wide, they saw their parents starving as crops around them died. These dutiful, sweet children knew just what to do with pieces of their own flesh. Made Mom and Dad a stew. To serve your parents is life's most precious gold. And if you're very lucky, they'll one day eat you whole. With a high hilly D, the soup gets sister's nose, and a ho, ho,
my shepherd. I shall not want. Mama, you have to understand, I have no choice but to follow my husband, right? He's a good man. He saved the peasants from the flood. He leadeth me beside the still waters. And if you see first wife up there, please ask her to forgive me.
3 rules for a harmonious home. 1, never lavish kindness on a peasant girl. She will always repay you with betrayal.
No, that's not true. I didn't mean to tell husband your secret.
2, the most ruthless wife is the one who wears the mask of kindness.
The second one, she was the only one I wanted to expose.
And 3, if, as happens in even the best families, a relative should cause your death,
I'm your sister, bound by ties of true affection.
Don't forget to return to take your revenge.
Older sister,
You've learned your lesson in womanhood a little too well, I'm afraid.
Oh no, I didn't learn a thing. I'm a fool, simple-minded, and idiot.
Quiet! You have some nerve complimenting yourself at a time like this. Once I actually believed you were stupid.
Oh, but I am. I must be the stupidest wife in all of China.
Or the most clever. Admitted, you loved being the favorite. So much that you betrayed me to worship some naked man on a cross.
No, I'm a good person, a humble servant, a dutiful daughter.
Dutiful? Please!
What do you know?
You forget. I'm dead. I've seen your parents.
No, you don't know them.
Now that you have stopped providing for them,
I have brothers and sisters.
what
They
would
must
they
be
do but sell themselves as slaves?
slaves.
Yes. Now they work for their former neighbors, the Hwangs.
Oh, not the Wongs. The Wongs were evil people. What are they doing there? By all rights, they should be sent to hell.
Maybe that's true, but they have dutiful children. How many times do I have to tell you? Life is not personal.
Oh, call Pastor Bates. He'll send you away.
With his Chinese I wouldn't even be able to understand his exorcism. No, the only people who can provide you, protect you from a ghost, are your ancestors.
Oh, pray for them. I'll burn offerings somehow.
In a Christian home, you don't have the strength of will.
I'm a modern person. Just like husband and second wife and even on.
Maybe they are, but you're not. Some people are not created for change. Their minds are not wide enough, or their souls insufficiently ruthless. These are the people who are left behind, their names forgotten as time rolls on. I should know. Look into my eyes and see yourself.
Papa, Mama.
Your child deserves better than a mother who schemes and betrays her.
Oh, I'm not depriving you on purpose.
You, who turned your back on your parents, can you be trusted with a new life?
I want to be an obedient wife, a dutiful daughter, a proper mother, putting the needs of my child before my own.
That is a very ambitious agenda. I don't think you're up to it.
We'll show them. You did raise me well. I can sacrifice for my ancestors. Here, eat. You see, I am a good daughter.
How about that? Maybe I have underestimated you in the end.
And I will do what's best for my child.
Then follow the example of your older sister. You are needed elsewhere with your parents at the walls.
Watch the smoke rising towards heaven.
It is best for your parents. It is best for your child. And to a good Chinese woman, what else could possibly matter?
How can I make you understand that I did it all for you? You must take everything now. Take everything with you. All my ideals, my memories of the world, experiences with far-off peoples,
All the rooms I filled to bursting with empty words of change, of progress. All the rooms where it hidden our future. Papa, Mama! Is this how you punish a disobedient son? Take from me the wife I love, even the wife I respect, leaving me only with the one for whom I feel nothing. You have allowed Yiling to die, when instead it should have been me. I don't give a damn any longer about the dead or the living. By embracing the West, I have finally become an individual.
All right, Papa, that's enough. Come out now before you set the whole pavilion on fire.
I can do whatever I want. Go away.
God will not test us beyond what we can bear.
What kind of nonsense are you talking about?
I listened to the preacher, remember?
You were only there because your mother sent you.
That doesn't mean I didn't hear him. You cannot reject this new God, Papa, for his power is great.
Can't talk this way to me. You are nothing but my daughter.
That is the old way. The new Jesus
I don't
will
want to hear one more word about this God of barbarians and drug lords.
Suffer the little children to come unto me, for theirs is the kingdom of God.
Quiet!
I do not fear you. It is the Lord himself that I fear. Papa, don't you see? First wife, she fought against Jesus. She summoned all the spirits of our ancestors to her side. But I watched her in her last moments. She was afraid, helpless to stop him from entering this house, so powerless that she had no choice but to eat opium and die. I won't end up like that, Papa. I want to live, and I want you to live also.
What have I done to you all?
You have brought the one true God into our home. We have seen the light. There is no turning back. Now, I have truly become the golden child. So rise up and walk. Hurry up, Papa. The servants will be coming. I don't care how badly you feel. We don't try to kill ourselves in front of the help. You've thought enough for one life. It's time to let your children take over.
Husband! Tianbin. What a tragedy. Thank God the baby survived. What's going on here? Is she trying to set the house on fire?
Will you leave us, second wife?
Oh. Slip of the tongue. My only husband.
Will you leave us alone? My only wife.
Whatever you desire. Aying!
How can we possibly go on from here?
We must. Now we are modern people. People of Jesus. Soon, you will have to return to the Philippines. If the business fails, who cares what God we worship?
Now that means leaving you here with second wife, the sole head of the household.
I'm not afraid. Jesus, he protects the children.
Daughter, this is an obsession with Jesus. Now, someday when you're all grown, you will look back. You will hate me for what I did to you and your mother.
No, Papa. When my children ask me about our family, I'll tell great stories about you. How you made our family chosen by God. But first wife, I will not. No, I swear, I will not even remember her name.
Anne, your mother was from another time, that's all. I will always honor her name. But Yiling, part of me will always know that she died because of me.
No, Papa, you were the one who saved her. Because of you, third wife was baptized. She lives now in heaven with Jesus.
can I make myself believe that?
You must have faith. Faith like that of a little child. Papa, we must be born again. A few weeks later, my papa left for the Philippines, and he never returned to our ancestral home until the day of my wedding.
Ama, now I see. Every time you opened the Bible and said a prayer to Jesus, you were also making an offering to your father. You must have loved him so much.
He is good man. Try so hard to change, to reject his ancestor, just like you, Andrew.
He brought so much tragedy to himself and your family. All his efforts, were they really worth it?
Andrew, my father, Tian Bin, he suffers so much. Yet, this one thing I will never forget. You see, he is the one who took the bindings from my feet.
Hey,
Yiling?
Who's Yiling?
Oh, shit. I was just remembering my Ama's story.
Andrew, write it down.
I think I'll write it down.
never write about your family.
Well, I want to now. For our child.
Our child? Maybe you should talk to your grandmother more often.
Maybe I will. It's good to remember that my ancestors also struggled with what to keep and what to change for the next generation. Hey, look, I'm sorry I acted like that about the pregnancy.
Apology accepted. Andrew, I'm really looking forward to watching our baby grow up. And you too. Good night.
Good night. I looked at your mother sleeping, with you growing inside her. And suddenly I'm aware of spirits. So many faces looking down on me. And on each face a story. Some which I have been told, some I can only imagine, and some I will never know at all, but together they are the gift my Ama left me. Our legacy to pass on to you. And I realize that my face too will one day be added to this constellation. That in the imagination of my descendants, I will one day be born again. Feel the eyes of our ancestors upon us. All of us awaiting together the birth of you, my golden child.
Thank you.